Hello everybody, wishing you a very wonderful happy Hanukkah season, and I am working on a project for Congregation Shalom for their second to last night of Hanukkah, and we're going to be making a Hanukkah menorah using a variety of mixed media and upcycled materials. So I'm going to just hold this up for you so you can see what an in-progress mixed media painting would look like. I'm just going to scroll this up here. So what I did here was and the materials that you need for this project are any size canvas panel, you can get it at Michael's, a ribbon to hang, as you can see right here. For the menorah, I used some newspaper and from magazine pages to make some magazine rolls, and it's helpful to use a knitting needle to put inside there while you're rolling the magazine pages. You'll need washable glue stick, scissors for cutting, a hot glue gun if you have one, or if you have more extra strength glue around, that's also fine. You will need some glue. It can be Elmer's glue, it can be Mod Podge, whatever glue you have available. A sponge brush and a regular brush, and if you would like to use some glitter for the candles to make sparkly flames, that's fine. And also, if you have metallic paint around as well, you can use some metallic paint. And then it's always good, you can either use tissue paper if you have that, or some old paper just lying around. You can use fabric scraps for the base, or you can also use wrapping paper too. So I'm going to demonstrate what to do to make this mixed media upcycled Hanukkah themed project. Okay, so first things first, you can see the base here I used was with tissue paper, and there's a little bit of designs in there which make it more fun. And what I did was I applied a very thin layer of glue on the canvas, and then I crinkled up the tissue paper like this, and then I laid it out onto the canvas panel, very gently applying it onto there, onto the glued canvas panel. And then any air pockets that occur or you see, just with the side of your hand, try to brush it out so that there's no air pockets or air bubbles showing up. So here I have some of the rolled magazine pages that I used. Here's an example of one. And what you basically do, if you have a knitting needle, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay as well. I'm going to just quickly demonstrate how to do this. Hang tight. So I'm going to use this as my guide, and that's going to help me roll this. I'm going to very, very gently start at the corner, roll a little bit of the glue stick on there, and I'm going to very, very gently from the corner just roll the magazine page. Okay, and then regularly put glue stick marks on there, and just keep rolling and rolling. And then you can very gently remove this as you go along. And I'm just going to keep adding my glue stick onto there to make the small tubes. Okay, and I'm just going to expedite this to get moving with this project. And then add the last amount at the very top, and then finish it off like that. Okay, So here's your tube. Set that aside to dry for a little bit. Okay. Going back to the canvas panel here. Once all of these are dried, then I would take my scissors and I'm going to cut 8 candles and then one for the shamash. As you see here, there's 7, but I'm going to add one last one. With my scissors, I'm just going to cut off the edge here and make sure that these are all about the same size. So I'm going to just cut up a little bit more. The shamash, as you know, is always larger. When you are, just to backtrack with the tissue paper, when you are applying this, you want to make sure that it dries. Give it about 15 minutes, or if you have a blow dryer, you can speed up the process as well. And then once it's completely dry, you can also add another coat of glue on top of it to secure some of the texture so that's not popping up, and just to make, give it an extra layer of security. All right, and then what I did was I took these rolls and I measured them, I cut them up to make the base of the Hanukkah menorah, and also make sure that we have enough candles and then a shamash there. And then I also I'm taking my brush to make some Hanukkah candle lights at the top. What I am going to do is I'm going to add some glitter to it to add a little extra sparkle to it. So hold on one second. It's also good to have a little bit of water on hand if you need. So I'm going to very gently take my brush here, soften the glue a little bit more to make it easier. And I'm just going to apply the glue to where the flame is. And while you're doing this, you want to make sure, of course, that the rest of the area is completely dry, because you don't want to have too much glitter being spread around. And once the glitter is dry on this, you can shake off the extra and put it back in its container. All right, put that back in there. I'm going to take my glitter, and I'm just going to very, very gently, if you want to put a little bit in your hand, you can do that, and just sprinkle some around where the candle lights are. Okay. Okay. All right, gonna let it dry there. In the meantime, while that's drying, right, I'm going to take these, and with my hot glue gun, I'm just going to make a little line right about here, and that's where my candle's going to be, like that. So now we have 8 lights, candle lights for the 8 days of Hanukkah, and the shamash, which is the candle that we use to light the other candles. And what I'm going to do then is take my metallic paint here to make a little flame. Okay. Gonna mix up my paint in this container. And these are all things we had around the house. I'm sure you have them as well. So I'm just going to very gently do a little candle flame right above the final candle. All right, and then let that dry. And then once everything is completely dry, then you can finish it off by hot gluing a ribbon at the top to hang. It's also nice if you want to add a nice sheen to your finished painting. You can also use a gloss varnish. You can pick it up at Michael's, and it's available both at Michael's and any crafts or home goods store. So this is a final piece, and I hope that you enjoy this project. You have a variety of different items around the house you can use, and it makes for a really fun art project to do on your 7th night of Hanukkah. Have a wonderful Hanukkah celebration, and Hag Sameach.